You can see by the incredible glare on this beautiful fucking face, it is time for another riveting episode of
Okay, terrific.
Okay Terrific. A show by men for men in Germany and people.
Yeah.
That's about it. But yeah, we're here. It's another Friday. Hanging out. I think we have topics. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. I don't know. Not sure.
Okay, volume down. That's on. That's ready. That's to go. I know
Mike, got it.
our page hinted at this, one of our production members and our social media staff, that we do have a new song to open our show. And like I said, it is a banger. I have played it for numerous people, and this is all you saw. Heads, this little smile on their face. I love it. I don't know when you play it here afterwards. If this dude wants a shout out, feel free to give it to him. He did a fucking killer job.
Yeah, I'll pull it. I'll grab his name next time and send it out. But
can we get him on the show?
I don't know. He does like fun rap videos and shit, and I thought he was pretty good. And I was like, hey, would you ever make one for us? And he's like, yeah. And he sent me a link to Fiverr where he does raps for people and shit.
Yeah.
I was like,
Fiverr. That's like the dark web for hitman type shit to get gigs. Here, much, normal shit, right? Like, and that was the commercial I saw with that one dude, Marco. They hired him to do all this shit for their company, and boom, they threw him a party, and nobody ever met him. He was just a face on a screen.
Yeah,
and he had like 5-star reviews because he does all this great work from home. It almost like what is that called when you just work for like a freelancer, right?
Okay. Oh yeah, freelancer. Yeah.
I didn't start.
I mean, these guys. I use it for overly complex things that I can't figure out. But sometimes you can hire someone for. I don't really use that. I use Upwork is the other one for like professionals and shit. But
one of these days, man, I'm gonna get on this train.
But dude, like my paid ads guy that I use, it's 100
paid ads.
Paid like Google ads and stuff like that.
Oh, I thought you paid dads.
No, I give daddies treats on the subway. I let them eat my bunny hole. Bunny hole.
I had a question since that came out. What are you on right now?
What am I on?
Yes, I mean, have you been drinking? Have you been eating shrooms? Have you been playing your magic flute?
Nope, got a little nicotine pouch in the old.
That's not gonna do it.
Got a little Ritalin going on.
There we go. We're getting there.
Yeah. My therapist is like, "Why are you always so high strung?" I'm like, "I'm on every illegal drug ever." Shut up, bitch. You fucking bitch, you don't know me. But yeah, here's our. We only have a couple people. We'll play it. We'll play it later too. But here's our new, not me making it, thank God, intro song. And go.
Hey.
Okay,
they go from the dome, exploring topics, they just turning these stones. So big in Germany that you would think they Germany's own. Daryl and Chris hold the reins, get them hooked, right? While Jerry and Topes and Ortez sips the bush light. Throwing a bet, the jokes fall from an innocent effect. They got Daryl cracking up in his tinfoil hat. Yeah, just a team, they ball like the Wolverine. They moving different when they drop you just like.
Okay, terrific.
The dude crushed it. The dude.
You couldn't ask for anything more.
Crushed it.
I could just listen to that beat for an hour.
Yeah, so what I'm thinking about doing is taking the beat at the end and extending it so it'll be in the background at a lower level, like for like a couple minutes. And we'll just let it roll. It was awesome. I like it. And we're friends with a lot of people that are total dickheads.
That is correct.
And every friend that I sent it to said, "Wow, that is awesome."
Yeah. Even Krista was like, "Wow, that ain't bad."
It cost like $80.
Yeah.
Worth it.
Yeah.
And a hand job. And I had to send him feet pics. I don't know what the deal is with that, but
hey, whatever.
Could you ever be a foot guy?
No.
Because I don't know. Well,
like I have a hard time like clipping my own toenails and putting my own socks on. I'm an nothing to do with feet.
Have you ever sucked a toe?
Nope.
I have. It tastes like you're sucking a toe.
The lowest
Not a fan.
Part I think I've ever as low down as I've ever got is like middle of a girl's
Balls?
thigh.
To the nuts.
Middle of the inner thigh, maybe. That was about it.
Yeah,
I don't care. Whatever happens the rest of the way down, don't care. Don't want anything to do with it.
it was like in an early relationship where you just go, I didn't know sucking toes was a thing. And she's like, do you want to suck toes? I'm like, I do not want to suck toes. I'm like, do you want me to suck your toes? She's like, I guess we could see what it feels like. And then I was sucking on toes and I'm like, this sucks. But I know a foot guy, not anyone that you know. I've never met
shine shoes like your forehead.
you clever bastard.
I was waiting for that.
I'm balding aggressively. Like receding is this thing of like, we're going to tiptoe back to the woods, you know? We're going to, my hair's like,
Retreat.
my hair's running away from a fucking avalanche.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I don't think we ever missed hitting that joke every week.
No.
Somebody finds its way in. Dude,
fucking
that one
Herb.
night,
Did you see what Herb said on the family picture I posted?
I don't know.
So Kyle goes, why is everyone staring at you?
Oh, yeah.
And Herb goes, maybe they're watching a fucking movie on his forehead. Fucking murderer.
I gotta go like that guy. I missed it somehow.
I had nothing to even say to it. I'm just like, yeah, I guess. I mean,
I'm like, obviously you farted and we all knew it. And everybody has that look in their face like, really, Chris? And you're like,
the girl
Cheshire cat smile.
and I mentioned this last time, like family photos are so fraudulent.
Yeah. I didn't want to say it on your post, but I'm gonna say it now.
Yeah.
I have a text to prove that picture was complete and utter bullshit. 100%. I have fucking proof.
100%.
And I wanted to say it, but I didn't want to piss anybody in your family or whatever. I mean,
What's
it's
up?
a nice picture. You guys look great.
Yeah.
But
It's
although behind the scenes, it ain't like that, people.
yeah. We did the old golden hour. I'm gonna take the logo off so we can see stuff.
Oh, there we go. Now I can see. I was like, is that always up there? But I went full screen on my TV so I can see shit now.
Let me get to here. And
What's up, cousin Brenda? Kristen,
Cousin
how you
Brenda.
doing?
Kristen, hello.
Big Hurt. I'm going over to Big Hurt's tomorrow.
What? Oh,
yeah. Yeah, I gotta drop a helmet off to him. So I told him, whenever you're ready to have a couple beers, you got a few minutes, let me know. So
next time you make your way down towards the Ville, God damn it! Yes, my forehead is shiny. Okay,
No, it's not you. It's not the light. It's not helping him either. Even if he shuts the light off, you know that whole thing where like you're not supposed to wear all black at night because it actually gives off like a glow.
Yeah, sorry.
That's you. If you shut the light off, it's still gonna shine.
I have a shiny forehead. What are you gonna do? Like
Nothing,
I'm fine on my own skin.
Hey, good for you. Good for
And the skins that I keep in the basement. I'm fine in those skins too. I wear people's heads, jacket a little bit. Yeah. So anyway, I know a foot guy. Is anyone listening? Have you ever seen a foot guy, like a person that's
No.
into feet?
No.
It is aggressive. Like
And I don't want to suck them. I mean, if a girl,
would you ever have sex in between someone's feet?
I was just getting that. No. The only time I wouldn't mind a chick's foot touching me is if we're sitting at a table for dinner and, now don't take this as I'm at dinner with other women, either now my wife or back in the day, a girlfriend, and she rubbed your foot up and down your calf a little bit. That's it.
That's not. I do appreciate that, but that's not a foot fetish.
No, and that I'm just letting you know that's as far as I'm going with this.
I think
I
that-
don't want to suck toes. I don't want to fuck toes. I don't want to see feet.
I think the primary word in that is fetish, because
It's a
people are fucking aggressive with feet.
yeah,
Like if you ever see a foot guy, it's like, God damn.
and they're all weird looking.
Yes, they are all weird looking. I don't know. Detectable.
So how do we get to that?
I don't
How do we end
know.
up here? Okay.
I don't know. It's, you know what? We have intentions and then we fucking pivot.
Yeah.
C'est pivot. I have some new sounds too.
Oh fuck!
I got
Giggity, 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 goo.
You fucking love that.
people be like,
Giggity, 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 goo.
yeah. So I finally figured out how to use this thing. Anyways, our rap song is great. It's gonna certainly take us to the top. Or we'll just be here in fucking purgatory like always. Whatever. Who gives a shit? It gives me something to do on a motherfucking Friday.
Yeah, I gotta send that link to my email or something that I can get it downloaded and run it through my shit and put it in my DJ deck.
Yeah. And I might even see if I can get the actual beat just from him too, because that'd be just cool to have as we call it in the biz, a bed of music.
Yeah, I gotta learn how to do that. I downloaded the software, but you can make your own beats.
Yeah.
And then you can lay like vocals over the top of it, or you can just deconstruct a song just to get the vocals, like the instrumental part.
Oh, cool.
What's that called? What's the opposite of the acapella part?
Gay. Oh.
So like I've downloaded like numerous Biggie songs where it's just him rhyming, and without any music behind it, it sucks.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like I can build a song that way, but I don't even know how to start. And it's like you get it, you open it up, and it's like, okay, you're ready to go. Start making your. I'm like, but how? There's no. Hey, first you want to do this. Next you want to do. Yeah. She's all drums. Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I dabble in guitar a little bit, and I was at the winery like a year ago, 2 years ago probably, and someone's like, if anyone wants to just fuck around with the guitar, go ahead. So no one was going there, so I went up there, started playing a couple things, and then a guy comes up and wants to play the fucking, you know, the little box you can sit at and play drums and stuff like that. I'm so bad at keeping time that I asked him to stop. I'm like, you need to fucking stop, because I have no concept of musical timing. I could have never been a drummer. You know, I'm just not good at it. I can
with this DJ shit, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
They're like, you got to be able to count to 4. I'm like, what the fuck am I counting to 4?
Yeah, I think
and
it's
like if you can count to 4, you can hear the music.
3, 4, 4, you know,
and you can blend it right together. You don't need your sync button, and fuck you DJs and your sync button. And I'm like, half the people are like
washing dishes or something.
Yeah. And everybody's like, they all fucking use it.
Yeah.
There's too much going on this fucking thing to keep track of it. And these people are, you got to hear it. I'm like, no, I don't. Sync button, motherfucker. It speeds up one song, slows down the other. Next thing you know, they're fucking, you look over and the beats are the same. So you just drop the volume on one, raise the volume on another, seamlessly come together. I still can't do that. It's easy. I'm retarded.
Do you want to do you have
Big Hurt? And you're just, yep, I know you're a Notre Dame fan and it's the greatest team on sports and blah 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 blah. I'm tired of talking about this everywhere I go. It got brought up yesterday.
Is Hurt
it's a nothing burger again, just like the fucking cheeseburger Harbaugh bought. What they're accused of doing is basically fucking scouting. There's a few reports out there by reputable sources that this is the NCAA's way of trying to hammer us because we got ahead of them with the recruit and cheeseburger thing and suspended Harbaugh for 4 games at the beginning of the year. They didn't like that. They don't like to be shown up. And another thing is they're pissed that Michigan, after the COVID thing fucking wreaked havoc on that whole program, got real good, real fucking fast. How did this happen? They must be cheating. Fuck off. We've had the talent. We've had the coach. It finally came together. That's it. Well, and if you're talking, I mean, if this is the big allegation, it's like a fucking class 2 minor infraction. We're probably going to get dinged for this because they're coming after us. And we're probably going to either lose scholarship or we're going to get, did I say that?
Yeah.
Did my second fucking beer.
Daryl's Asian today. We're going to lose something.
Or scholarships or some recruiting bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michigan
it's fucking
analyst amid NCAA investigation over alleged sign stealing.
And the guy that did it, I mean, who should we be stealing signs from right now?
He's got a cool name though.
Connor Stallions.
Yeah.
He's a former military guy too, I guess.
So he's covert. He knows.
I mean, we should be at the Penn State games and at Ohio State games if we're going to be serious about this. We don't need to be scouting ahead for fucking Michigan State tomorrow night. They're a complete dog shit program. We're going to fucking lay 80 on them tomorrow because everybody's pissed right now.
They did lose me. Michigan State winning the other day lost me a nice old. Well, it was I lost $50, but because they won, I lost that potential of like $3,800. I thought that was a
every
gimme.
time with you and Ortez, man. 16 parlay, whatever. Bang.
15 come in.
5-1. 5-1. Every time.
15 come
13
in.
and 1.
You know, I was explaining it to. I was at the Boy Scout thing, and one of the dads. We kept sneaking away and checking scores and shit like that, and making out. And he's like, "Let me see your feet." And he's like, and he wanted me to step on a birthday. I don't know. It's weird. But he goes,
I did you just see me? I was like, what? I actually bought right into that.
acting.
Well done. I was like, what?
Scene. So we're and he's like, I stay away from parlays because fuck, man. Like I'd get 5, the one wouldn't come in, and then I'm out the money. And I'm like, but this is a $15 bet. So I spent $15 and I had a whole afternoon of hope.
No,
You know what I mean?
do you get a chance to hedge that?
If they're all coming in and it looks like you're going to hit, even if like, let's say 4 afternoon games are going to hit and then there's another 6:30 game, they come back and say, it's almost like Deal or No Deal. They'll be like, okay, you bet $15, you can cash out right now for $78. Or you bet $15, you can cash out right now. The best cash out I ever had was, I think $1,300, but it was a $9,000.
So, okay, so it'll be like, hey, you got 5 parlays. First 4 hit, the noon games, and you got a 3:30 game.
Yeah.
And that
And the
team's
shiny
up.
briefcase shows up and it's like, do
Yeah,
you take
so
it or not?
If you hit all 5 of those, you could win $1,000. But right now, hey, guess what? Cash out for $450. Would you like to do that? And then that game gets tighter and tighter, and you're like, no, I'm going to ride it out. I'm going to win that $1,500, that grand.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
burr, 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 burr.
Yeah, I mean, and I take them all the time with UFC fights. So I'll put 25 on. First couple guys will win, and then I'll cash out for like $130. Cool. But so I very rarely replenish my gambling because I never get it down to 0. I'll have $10 left. I'll cash out and have 115 in the account. Dwindle that thing back down to $10. Win something else. So it's all good. But
Dan Aubrey bet all the last of mine on the March Madness, one of the last games. I think I had like $13 in the account, and I said as soon as it was over, we're done. Win or lose, I'm done. And I haven't logged into either account until last Friday.
yeah,
Saturday when I took the Giants in the points in the under.
that was a
and
good
I
bet.
went on Krista's thing and did it, and $2 to whatever. If I wasn't much, but I just bet $2 just to do it.
Well, and I call it Hasenauering because, that's what this guy does. He's like,
King of the $2 bets.
he bets straight up bets. He's like, yeah, so I bet $10 and I'll win $1.50. I'm like, fuck that, dude. Fuck that. I want to.
But I won.
Yeah, you won $1.50.
No,
That's not even worth the fucking stay in bed. I had so many insults, and one was rushing to the door, and I couldn't get it out. Yeah, so Michigan suspended that dude. That's fine.
with pay too.
That's got to be a great gig. Can you imagine getting suspended with pay? Fuck.
Yeah, every job I ever had, if I got suspended or whatever, it's like you got 2 days off. Cool. It ain't getting paid.
Yeah.
Well, that sucks a dick.
Yeah. I
Then
don't
you
like
go
that
out and
at
just
all.
get drunk and piss away all the rest of your money because you're mad and you're like, fuck, I'm not making any money.
Yeah, but that's weird. We can get into we wanted to talk a little bit about the Caleb Williams thing. Caleb Williams.
Yeah, since we're in college football right now. So yeah.
He's a quarterback. USC. Everyone says he's the next coming. When's the last good USC quarterback?
Todd Marinovich.
Good call. I had higher hopes for Matt Leinart. I'm a fan of lefty
Leinart.
Sam Darnold didn't pan out.
Is the jury still out on him?
I don't think he ever got a fair shake.
No.
Really. But that's the thing too. I was talking to Ortez yesterday at the bar.
Because Sober October made it 13 days.
13 glorious days. My liver was like, what is this life? And I was like, shut up, bitch. It's going to happen. But yeah, I was talking to him, and we were watching some fucking game. I think it was Michigan. No, it was Marshall and James Madison or something like that, right? Yeah, it was just whatever's on TV. And it amazes me that you can be a D1 quarterback, and it seems like in college, receivers are way more open than they are in the pros, obviously, right? And yes, I know, it's crazy.
Yeah,
so
we're there. We're getting there, buddy.
yeah,
Thanks,
and
Big Hurt.
and he goes, and these guys that are D1 athletes are still missing open receivers. That amazes me to no end. Then you have these guys like Caleb Williams, who might be a top 5. Everyone's saying he's going to go number 1 overall.
I don't think he is. I think Harrison Jr. from Ohio State's going to go number 1. Everyone's like, no, what if they need a quarterback? I don't know, man. And I've said this on this podcast. I hate that fucking school with every ounce of my being, but Jesus Christ, do they turn out wide receivers?
Yeah.
They're all good.
And the only good quarterback that I can even think of is from Michigan or from Ohio State in a very long time CJ Stroud is playing okay. He's doing good, but that's it. I mean, go back.
They all played good in college. Because all they had to do was have an arm. Harrison just ran down the field.
Yeah.
And even Garrett Wilson and Olave, all those guys, just throw it. They were like Randy Moss.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to go get that ball. Make your quarterbacks look great. I mean, I don't know. I watched the end of the OSU Notre Dame game, but I'm not sold on this their quarterback, McCord or whatever he is. Shit's going to get real tomorrow. I'm rooting for an asteroid strike in Columbus, but I'm probably not going to get it like the other 38 times I've wanted it. But
well, one of these days you're going to be right. One of these days,
man, it's going to happen, right?
You're going to be like, yeah, I called it.
Fuck yeah.
So anyways, this guy is.
But that would be like being a conspiracy theorist, right?
Yeah. Well, and
hey, man, there's 1,000 of them, and I got one right. So fuck yeah, man, I'm batting 1,000 now.
Here's the thing. I wanted to mild tinfoil hat, right?
Are we still talking about Caleb Williams, or do we move? Okay.
No. Would you think that? So there's a lot of different things with drafts, right? People try to sabotage certain draft picks so they fall to them. You know what I mean? So maybe you really want Caleb Williams, but you're not going to be able to go up because the Bears are going to have number 1 and number 3, or
number 1, 2,
which is crazy. You never want to you're not going to be able to go up and get him. There's not enough. You don't have enough capital to get him. But if you can make him look like a fucking asshole, then maybe he drops to 10, and you can go get him at 10. So that's one of my I just wonder if that's possibly a thing for him. But then he didn't come out and say fuck that. No, his agents didn't say shit.
No,
they're just letting it ride.
And in the fact that, like Big Hurt said, and you want team ownership, I don't think you can in the NFL, because I know that was a thing in Brady's last couple years where he was in talks to be like part owner of the Raiders, but they said since he was still playing, he can't have that. Obviously, because just like we talked about before the show started, of the fact that you're playing in the NFL and you own part of that team, you can throw games.
Yeah.
Because it's going to benefit your stake in the ownership going up if you get up and piss away the first year and get another great draft pick and then whatever. You can manipulate things. I guess that was the word I was looking for.
Good word.
So I don't think that he can get ownership a stake right away. I think that would be something. Hey, it's in my contract that when I'm done playing, I have 3% ownership of this team. But
there's
that
probably
would just be dumb at that point.
Family trust type thing too. But can you imagine signing a draft pick, giving him ownership, and then he fucking sucks?
Yeah.
Maybe they put it to where if you win 3 Super Bowls, then it kicks in, something like that. But still, when's the last time a quarterback actually won the Super Bowl because he was just so great? Even Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning, you could say, yeah. Brady, possibly, but that Bill Belichick, playing chess while everyone's playing checkers type shit. You can give a lot to Tom Brady, but also, would Tom Brady have been Tom Brady if he didn't have Bill Belichick? Yeah. I don't know. You can't say that. Who knows? Joe Montana without fucking Walsh or whatever the fuck the guy's name was. Don't know.
and then the other thing that was the bombshell that came out this week, right?
Yeah.
Earlier this week.
Yeah.
The one last week, I think it was that he came out and said there's only 5 teams I'm going to play for.
Yeah.
And he might go back to USC. And that's great that you have a wish list. I mean, that's cool. I think everybody does. You know, even these kids that go to big schools have a favorite NFL team. I mean, every young kid has one growing up. And, you know, you're a Bills fan, you make it the NFL, but you get drafted by the fucking the Seahawks.
Right.
You know,
right.
you're all in the Seahawks because but
What are you gonna
you're how do you stop your fandom from being a Bills fan, you know?
The only people I know of that have done that as quarterbacks, John Elway did it, Eli Manning did it. And that's all I can really think of. Where they said, I know you have the number 1 pick, but fuck you, we're not going to play here.
Yeah, I mean, Eric Lindros did it in hockey.
And now his head is mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
So, tough break.
But and the other side of that coin with Caleb Williams is he was 100% right in saying, I might stay in school and come back next year because I'm going to make more money.
Yeah, I think
And this is one thing that blew fucking Adam's mind is this NIL deal.
Yeah.
And I've said it on every fucking post I can get my hands on. The NCAA fucked this all up. This was supposed to
explain how it works now and then tell me how you would do it differently. And I'm not being a dick about it. I don't know enough about it to know anything.
It's NIL, name, image, and likeness. Originally,
the N was for something else.
These nuts. Got him. Got him. These nuts.
Sorry.
no.
Wait,
That wasn't
hold on. Wait. Let me try one more time.
Okay.
I thought the N was for something else.
Man, this is Spooksville.
Because it's Halloween. Daryl.
It's not. We're supposed to say that next episode.
Oh, it's
It
not
airs
Halloween.
next
Then I
week, you
think-
asshole.
Let's strike that from the record.
Okay. Our editing department at 27 minutes and 15 seconds, cut that out.
That's my bad. Mistake.
Fuck.
Wrong
I
button.
forgot where I was. Okay. So name, image, likeness.
Yeah.
This all started because EA Sports was going to bring back college football.
Thank God.
Video
That's
game.
my favorite games of all time.
So all the kids were like, and even some of the coaches and agents are like, you're putting these kids' names in a video game and selling that video game, and you're making $1 billion.
Yeah.
These kids' names are in the back of their jerseys. You're making a player look like them off of team photos. And these kids aren't getting anything for that. You're selling their jerseys in the stores. They're not getting anything. And everybody's like, these kids, they don't deserve any money. They're getting I don't know what tuition is at Ohio State, but like Michigan, a 4-year degrees, 4 years of school is like $200,000. They're getting a free ride, $200,000 education for free. They don't need anything more. But go to these fucking colleges. 4 or 5 years ago, when we went to the Michigan Stadium after the game on a Sunday morning to poke around, get our picture taken in front of the Schebeckler Hall and everything, there's a whole half of this parking lot set up for scooters. These fucking kids are riding scooters because they can't afford cars. They're going to a $200,000, school, but they can't afford a car. They live in shitty frat houses.
School. Let's be honest.
So
I went to school. I didn't give a shit about school then. That's why it's not even school anymore. Fuck that place. Fuck it.
But these kids they should be getting paid for that.
I agree.
Hey man, you sell a fucking jersey with my name on it, and all of a sudden, like JJ McCarthy blows up. We all knew who he was when he came from IMG to Michigan, that he was going to be the fucking next big thing.
Mhm.
Great. You start selling those number 9 jerseys with his name on it. That dude should be getting something off those jerseys.
I agree.
$5 a jersey.
Cool.
Hey, he's going to come to my store and get pictures taken and everything and sign autographs. He should be getting a couple bucks for each autograph he signs to put money in these kids' pocket. Well, the NCAA completely fucking didn't have their shit together when they rolled this program out.
Right.
Now these fucking kids are making millions.
Yeah.
Like fucking Sherrod fucking Sanders.
Shedeur, yeah.
Shedeur, yeah, whatever.
He's got-
He's
he's got
$4 million
Yeah.
a year. And he
Yeah.
plays in shit Colorado.
Yeah.
because of his name. I mean, there was a third string backup quarterback in Alabama, like making $2.5 million a year off his shit. And like, who's buying this kid's fucking jersey? Who's watching him in the college football game that's going to come out? No one.
That is kind of cool, though. I mean,
And
it's cool.
these kids right now know that they've got to fucking make hay while they can, because eventually NCAA's got to fucking change this, because this transfer portal got out of control too.
I agree.
These kids are leaving programs just to go somewhere and back somebody up to make $1.5 million in endorsements because they're there.
Yeah, I agree.
Schools they're like, hey, why don't you come here? We got a car dealership and a watch store in town. We could probably get you an easy $1 million a year.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Well, I'm only getting $750 from here. Well, guess what? I'll come back up your quarterback. What the fuck?
Well, and any time that there's money involved, let's say they put a cap on it or whatever, there's going to be ways to get around it too, which also sucks. But it's not like that shit hasn't been happening for years anyways. Like,
and that's the thing too. Now it's clean. It's legal. Before it was selling shit behind, everybody's talking about how Michigan's so dirty for this scouting, spying bullshit. Show me a team that doesn't do it, one. And number two, Ohio State was selling memorabilia and trading them for fucking tattoos, which was highly illegal back in the day.
Yeah, and they got
away with it.
No, they got the coach got suspended.
Tressel had to fucking quit, but whatever.
Yeah,
It's out there, and it's too much. And when Adam got wind of this, happy anniversary, Adam! If you're watching, I don't know if you are. I can't see my phone.
Don't watch us on your anniversary, please. Don't do that.
Yeah, you should be banging.
Be sucking toes and fucking feet, dude.
Yeah, but it blew his mind. He's like, "This is a thing." I'm like, "I know you don't follow college football. You just talk shit because that's what you do." But it's out of control, completely and utterly out of control right now.
How would you change it? Let's say they, for some reason, hire you to fix it.
Go back to what it was supposed to be for. Hey, EA Sports is going to put, they obviously Michigan's got 100 guys on the team.
Sure.
Everybody's not making that game, probably first string, second string guys, everybody's kind of backup is going to make it. If you make it in the game, you get X amount of dollars. That's it. Or, hey, you get in the game. Here's a bonus. We're going to give you 10 grand up front, and every copy that gets sold, you get, 50 cents or a quarter or whatever the fuck it is. I mean, tell me how many copies does Madden sell every year?
Like millions. I'll look that up right now, but how many? Yeah,
you look it up. I gotta go back to that. But even, what's a quarter? You get 25 cents if you're a big star.
Whoa.
For every copy.
Dude, check this fucking shit out.
You need to hit your mouse or your TV behind you.
Oh, sorry. This is going to be the last show with the TV as well.
Oh boy.
All right. Dude, this is insane.
All right, I need a number.
Hold on. It only goes to Madden 13, so this is going to be a little skewed. But Madden 2001 1.2.
1.2 what?
Copies sold.
Madden 1.2 million?
Yeah. And that's just PS2. Here we go. Madden 2005, 5.77 million. 2006, 5.12. 7, 4.72. 2008, 3.6. NFL 13, 1.6 million in the first week. That's a lot.
So it's up to 130 million.
Yeah.
Roughly.
Wow.
That's that many zeros.
That's impressive. We should have made video games, dude.
So just say you got a quarter for, and this is going to be high. This is a high number.
Sure.
25 cents is high. You got a quarter for every copy that got sold. $32.5 million.
Into the pot, not
no,
to
no, that's to you. If that was part of it. Hey, we're going to give you 10 grand because you're a star player in this game, and we're going to give you 25 cents for every copy that gets sold that year.
Yeah. No, that's not
so yeah, I mean, let's even just go to a nickel. A nickel, $6.5 million. I would do a penny. $1.3 million That's
Yeah.
insane fucking money.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
obviously it'll be like Dogecoin. They'll fucking break it down even farther. But I'm just saying.
Sure.
So that's what that was originally supposed to do, and I would go back to that.
Well, I
Hey,
think
you're
artists
coming. You're
are
coming
out
to our store to
$3
sign autographs.
record sold $3 per record out of a $20 fucking CD. They're getting $3. If that's not the best Ponzi scheme of all time, you get talented people. The talented people spill their guts and write great music and great art and put all their emotions out there on the field, you know, in the album, and then they get $3 per record. That was like I think a Madonna deal.
Yeah.
$3 a record.
I
It's
mean,
Madonna. Imagine what less sellers would get. You know what I mean?
selling tickets at the door. You know, so and so's coming. I'm gonna $25 to autograph anything. Your jersey, your helmet.
I agree.
A picture. We have pictures here. You can have an 8x10. Sign $25 each ticket. Hey, you're gonna get $2 from every one of these tickets sold.
Right.
Okay, great. Or $1.
hmm
At that point, there's fucking lines forever for these kids. I mean, yeah, a lot of them, we go out behind the stadium and we don't get any autographs back there. I think we got a couple, but most of the time it was just Albo wanted their picture taken with all the star players.
Right.
So we can have them printed out over the years and whatever. But just shit like that, just give them a fraction so they're compensated for their name, image, and likeness. That's all.
I would have liked.
They
to
don't
see
need to be
a
making
little
$4.5
bit
million a year.
Let me soft pitch you here. Okay.
Yeah.
We take the global money, so whatever that is,
Yeah.
and let's take star precedence off the table. If you're on an active roster, you get, and maybe equated minutes for starters and stuff like that. Maybe it all kind of works out where there's a graded scale, right? You know,
Yeah.
so 80% of the money goes to the starters, and then it trickles down. I think that they should have a flat cap per year, and the remainder of the money goes into a trust that can't be accessed until they're 2 years out of college.
Sure.
Because what ends up happening is, you know, let's say that you're Caleb Williams, okay, and you're making $4.1 million. How many athletes in the NFL, what do they say, like 80% of all NFL athletes go bankrupt?
Yeah.
80%. Why not set it up like a trust? What I love that Reebok did with AI is that they obviously they paid him a shitload of money, but they put $20 million aside that he can't get until he's 50.
Yeah.
And that dude is basically broke. He's now starting to do commercials. He's kind of had a mini PR campaign come by. I mean, AI is one of my favorite athletes of all time.
I love that, dude.
I would actually be starstruck if I met him.
Yeah.
And Shaq. I think I would probably die if I met Shaq.
I'm so pissed. I think I was hanging out with you. Something this summer when Shaq goes DJing downtown, he showed up to do a show at like Riverworks or Brewworks or whatever the fuck's down there. And he did a DJ session. No, we were busy. Forgot what the fuck it was. I couldn't make it that night though. I was so fucking mad.
Yeah, I mean, I think
But I'd love to meet that dude too.
yeah, for sure. But I like the idea of putting it into a trust simply because they're protected. Maybe their interests are a little bit more protected while they're still college athletes. And maybe
These
they
are
get
just kids too.
maybe they get $60,000 a year. Period. You know, you get $60,000 a year, and that's your walk around money that allows you to have a car, that allows you to maybe live off campus and have a house and stuff like that. Or maybe you want to take some of that money and help your family, because a lot of these kids come from inner cities and their families are totally fucked unless they make it.
JJ McCarthy from Michigan gives a huge chunk of his NIL money to his linemen.
That's awesome.
And we have a lot of guys on our team. And this has, you know, I'm not going to sit here and say we're the only ones that do it, but I know there has to be hundreds, if not thousands of these kids that do the same thing.
So some kid put half of his money into defibrillators to be put in stadiums and shit. Like some kids are doing some really cool shit with it. But then, you know, you got the other kids who are just like, fuck it, it's my money, which I totally get. They've worked their asses off to get to that point. For sure. Take the money. Yeah. But to me, I'd like to see a little bit more permissions in there to protect the kids from being what they fucking are, kids.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Shadur Sanders, I don't know how old that kid is. 18, 19?
Yeah, maybe 20,
getting $4 or $5 million in endorsements a year.
Whoops.
God damn it, beer number 3, and my tongue's already fat. But
Fat ass.
what would you do at 19 if you were big man on campus, your dad is Deion Sanders, and you're getting $4 million a year?
I would do.
Dude.
I think the phrase is called "a white bitches."
What if
There he is.
What if you were 19? Go back to when you were 19. What, 26 years ago? 25?
Half a forehead ago.
Yeah, half a forehead ago. My hair was creeping towards your eyebrows
Rushing it.
instead of the back of your head, your occipital bone, per se. See, I can say that.
Good word. Can't say liberal arts. So.
But no, but you're 19 years old and get handed $4 million. I'm acting the fool. I'm sorry.
I was making
So
40
that trust thing that you had, that
waiting
you had an
tables
idea,
and side
was
jobs,
awesome.
and I was living like I was making $4 million a year. $40,000 back then I was crushing it. My dad's like, "Wait, you make 40 grand a year waiting tables?" I do, and I still go to college. I always had money on me. I never had to worry about money. Everything was great. But yeah, I would be a big problem. I'd be a big problem if I mean, I'm a big problem now, and I do okay. I can't imagine $4 million.
Yeah, you're a lot to handle around that 1 o'clock hour.
Like,
I got to put on my parenting pants right about that. And I'm like, hang on, let me change my pants.
I'm like, you know what we need, man?
We don't need to go to jail.
Well, you're
I'm
only
saying
11.
it ain't fucking fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
But man, we teeter that line.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a little weird. I don't like the fact that this guy's coming out of pocket and saying a bunch of shit about like who he'd play for and you know what he's willing to do and stuff like that. You know, if you're a good talent, you go to shitty teams. That's just fucking how shit works.
All right, so what about this for hypothetical? Oh my God.
Whoa.
Hey, good job getting that one right.
Thank you.
So what if he decides to come back next year to USC?
Sure.
Okay.
Mhm.
He's got to declare because it's his last year.
I declare.
So, of those 5 teams he will play for, and that's that. Like none of them are in the top 10.
Sure.
Then what happens? Does he say, you can draft me, but I want to be traded because I'm not coming to camp?
Yeah, and other people have done that. Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
You think he pulls that move? Because I think if you pull that move, he's going to get blacklisted.
Here. Oh man, I want to hit a button. But it's not Halloween yet.
No, next episode.
Zoinks! Jinkies! So here's how it works in the NFL. I don't know if you know this though. You draft somebody, they don't want to be drafted by you, and maybe you draft them just because you know you can load up on other capital because sooner or later people are going to want to trade for him, right?
Yeah.
But let's say that he never signs his deal. He goes the entire year. He goes back into the draft, and you don't get compensated with your pick.
So he just stands on the sidelines or
Yep.
at home or whatever.
He Kaepernicks himself, right? He has these high morals. He doesn't want to do whatever, and then he sits and he's on the shelf.
Well, he's got enough money if this is the case.
Yeah,
to,
he
to
does.
sit that out. But then, I mean, how many times can you do that?
I don't know, and I bet you that there's going to be a rule coming because now these guys kind of have fuck you money, and these guys are going to start saying fuck you.
Yeah,
That's just the way it is. So that does get a little scary, and I think the NFL is probably going to mandate some changes on the college level. And it's not like they can pull any strings and make that happen, but they can lean on somebody a little bit for sure.
And there's been rumblings of late that some of these conferences are going to big time the NCAA and just at some point get rid of it. Like the SEC is getting
the governing body. Is that all it is?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I don't even know. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. But it's to the point now where the SEC is bigger than life.
Yeah.
The Big Ten is now got 16, 18 teams
Big
in it.
Ten was almost dead a couple years ago, right? Like everyone,
Not really,
everyone was
but
leaving it.
yeah. But I mean, we've always had 12, 14 teams.
Okay.
But now we're getting big and the teams are getting better. Obviously, Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State are really good.
Do you see the
Iowa's
the NFC type thing and just merging all the conferences, like merging all the
and that's kind of the talk, and they're trying to. There's been, like I said, these are not substantiated by any means, but there's just been rumblings like the SEC.
Like we're a reputable source for any information. We're
and
not.
the Big Ten is are getting big enough where they can legit force the NCAA's hands because of the fucking TV revenue
Yeah. Yep.
and everything. And just these schools are fucking powerhouses. The only reason NCAA is making any money is because of these big universities
Yeah.
that are driving this. When these teams, Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, USC, Notre Dame, Georgia, Stanford, or no, even fucking Stanford, Florida State, all these good teams this year are bringing the revenue up. People now want to watch these teams.
Yeah.
Like it sucks now. Like whatever the Pac-10 or Pac-12 is gone.
Right.
I mean, Colorado's, I think, the last team left. They don't have anywhere to go yet.
That was always a fun conference, though. I enjoyed
Yeah, Pac after dark, man.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
10 o'clock games on Saturday night after
Yeah.
15 beers deep, and those guys don't play defense. They
No.
just throw the fuck out of that ball.
It's like the
I
AFL.
loved those games.
Oregon was. Did you say Oregon or Oregon? Oregon.
Oregon. I say Oregon.
Oregon. What do you put in your mouth? Organs, right? Yeah.
Oregon.
Bowels. Yeah, I always like watching them. Yeah, it does get a little strange. It sucks though. Like, any time that somebody is in charge, usually they fuck up and they're dumb. Like I work with a lot of companies, and then when you hear, well, management is saying, the next thing that comes after management is saying, is just, it's so stupid that they should be put in jail. Like
I had a company like that I work for. I'm like, hey, listen, you guys are doing this half-ass backwards. I know your business has been around, but what you're doing now, you've only been doing a few years. I've been doing it longer.
Yeah.
This is how this needs to get done. And the other people, supervisors with me, are like, we got to change this. You're making $4 million a year. You want to make $6 million?
Yeah.
Let us change this.
Yep.
It ain't going to cost you anything more. We're still going to get it done in our 8-10 hour workday. We're going to change things for you. Okay. And then maybe you can give us a $1 an hour raise while you're making $2 extra million a fucking year. And you're going to throw $3,000 at me. I would be happy.
Yeah.
But, and they're like, no, this is how it's been done. This is how we're doing it. Guess what? It's 2023 and that company's not around anymore.
Yep.
What happened? What happened? You got stuck in your ways, you dumb fucking Jews.
Phil though just called you out. Not the last 5 months.
Spent 6, dude. 7, actually. I've been out of work 7 months.
You had a 7-month break. That is great. And
It'll
all-
technically by time I go back the 20th of November, I think I'm supposed to go back. It'll be 8 months.
Wow.
Rick, hey, and I've been fighting with the insurance companies, and my
Mhm.
work sent some shit in, and we've just been battling over this. And they're like, "You got to come back." And I'm like, my doctor has me out indefinitely until they see me again. 2 to 3 months. 2 months is November. 3 months is December. I want to come back. And they're like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "My doctor says no. What else do you want?"
You should
And
just
they told me from day of surgery, it's 6 to 8 months. Whether I'm in your shape or I'm in my shape, it's 6 to 8 months. There's nothing you're going to do to come back in 5
right. I get
from
it.
what I had done. Phil, he had labrum, I think he said.
Uh-huh.
Similar problem, but nowhere near as bad. I mean, mine was just fucking, my arm was hanging there. So I'll be right at 7 months, right in the middle. What more do you want?
Right.
They're like, you have a desk job. That is not entirely true. I sit at a desk, but I work. My left arm is in motion all night.
You
What do you
should
want me
go
to do?
back and then get hurt and then
I
boom.
know. Dude, everybody said that. They're like, you got hurt at work, right? I'm like, no. They're like, you couldn't walk into work later that night and like say it happened. I'm like, no. One, I couldn't stand the pain. Number
Yeah.
2, my conscience just won't allow me to let that happen.
Yeah, you're not an asshole. You're a dick, but you're not an asshole.
Hmm.
Dicks fuck. Assholes get fucked, but also assholes are stinky and dirty.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's what that is. But I forgot where we were.
Caleb Williams sounds like
yeah.
he's a bit of a dick.
Yeah.
If
He's a
if
good
he-
quarterback, but
sure, if he's on my draft board, I'm gonna go ahead and say no deal. I would
I have a feeling he, with the thing coming out where he said, I'll come back to college and I'm only playing for these 5 teams. And then this week saying, hey, whatever team I get drafted by, I want ownership stake. I think that is going to rub some people the wrong way.
yeah.
Rightfully so, right? I
You're-
mean, if I'm an owner,
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that.
Well, even like I think Belichick, somebody on the NFL Sirius XM shit was saying that he knew of a coach that wanted ownership. And remember when Belichick was like the head coach of the Jets for like 8 minutes?
Yeah.
And this guy was working for the Jets at the same time. Okay. So this is, I'm not saying it's Belichick, but that's my theory that he was talking about Belichick. And he went to the owner, this guy, he was a GM back in the day. And he goes, yeah, I think he wants ownership stake. And the guy goes, the owner of the Jets goes, he's a coach. He's going to coach the team, or he's not going to coach the team. We're not going to give him ownership. And that's Belichick. Belichick now, or let's say Belichick 3 years ago, after Brady left, probably could have been like, I'll sign on for another X for 0.2% of ownership. You know what I mean? Like, do something. Not 10%. Don't be an asshole.
And then, hey, when I'm done coaching for you, put me in a front office position.
Absolutely.
I work for the organization. I'll still stay here, but
yeah,
he's been there forever though.
I know. And now, I mean, I think he's going to have his first losing season.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yes. Yeah, that guy is the greatest coach probably of all time in any sport. Phil Jackson always has a little warm spot.
Yeah, yeah, me too.
Yeah, I love him. But
you know, married the
I've
Lakers
started
owner's daughter.
Well, now they're broken up, and guess guess who is married to that lady now?
Jeannie Buss is her name. She was hot.
Jay Moore.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the comedian.
He married her. Yeah. So
I haven't heard that name since Opie and Anthony.
Yeah, well, he had a little bit of a pill problem, and now he's sober. He's good. Who
is he doing? Your California sober? No, he can't. He can't.
He was he was snorting Adderall, and that is documented. I have a deviated septum, so I don't know that I would snort anything. I put in my dick hole.
I want to know what I really miss is being on Twitter. I was just mentioning to Sammy last night. I still haven't created a new account to get back on there, but they erased all my following people.
I have a Twitter account for us. You just go on as us. I'll send you the login.
But no. I need my own. I mean, I fucked up once in 14 years and got banned forever. They're like, you can't create any more accounts. And Sammy's like, dude, there's ways around that. Get a new email address. I've got 14 of them. But and I really miss, and we just talked about Opie and Anthony there real quick. Is Anthony's fucking rants of late?
Oh my god, the best. He has a good podcast. He has his own like
compound.
Yeah, he has his own network now, and it's funny. It's funny. Him and Opie. And if anyone ever listened to Opie and Anthony radio show, in my opinion, it's the greatest radio show of all time. Now,
they were fucking on every day.
You have Stern people, and I'm not going to take anything away from Stern.
I never liked them.
I listened to Stern. My dad would wake me up, and I'd go work a fucking drill press to drill through aluminum with oil and water mixture at sometimes 6 a.m. And then, on any break that we had from school, and Howard Stern would be on a radio right next to me, and it was great. You're fucking 17 years old, tired as fuck, having fucking instant coffee and working a drill press, and this guy is talking to hot models, and you go, fuck, that's the fucking... I've always wanted to be on the radio, and that was just one of the things. That's why, I would do podcasting by myself, even if you said, hey, I'm never going to do this again. I still would do this. I still would do it, because we get to be kind of like radio people. And that era is gone now.
That's where I know I would never be able to do this myself. I would fail miserably. Like when you get up and leave me just to talk, like your chair is empty. Yeah. You're gone, and I hear your fucking clogs going through your house.
I'm barefoot, dude.
Whatever. And I just sit here and I fucking freeze. You're here. I have no problem talking.
Yeah.
None. If I had to do 5-minute segment of just me talking, it would be the worst 5 minutes you've ever witnessed in your entire life.
Yeah, I
need somebody to talk to. I need something to bounce shit back and forth and laugh. And hey, I say one sentence and you fucking go off on a 12-minute rant, and I can sit here and laugh about it.
Yeah,
you don't talk much. I'm listening to a smarter guy over here talk, and some of it's funny.
Here's the thing, and I want to bring this up real quick. I never said I was smart.
Eh,
Okay.
debatable.
No, I give off confidence like I'm smart. I never said I was smart. Other people say
That got to you, didn't it?
it did because I know I'm an idiot. I'm just very inquisitive. I'm a
Are you
sponge.
curious?
Yeah, I'm bi-curious. No,
Curious?
I look at the world and I notice everything. And if something piques my interest, I go on a little Google
How do you
thing.
spell that?
Pique or interest?
Peaked.
P-E-A-K-E-D?
And
E-D.
huh?
P-I-Q-U-E-D.
There you go.
Ha. So I'm a moron.
You did
Legit.
that on purpose.
However,
Throw people.
no. However, I know a lot of dumb shit. And more often than not, a dumb shit thing will come up and I'll be like, well, did you know this?
Yes.
And people are like, God damn, he knows all this stuff. Audra went off on me one day. We're hanging out and doing something. And then Miles goes, I don't know how you know that stuff. And she goes, he's in front of a computer all fucking day. Like I have this like this website I go to of dumb shit for me to memorize. No,
Shit to memorize.com.
shit just sticks in my brain. It just does.
I get that way too. And you know, I didn't go to college. I worked. I education was stupid. Didn't really care about that. But over the years, I learned a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And like you said, some shit just sticks.
Yeah, it just does.
So there are days something comes up and Chris is like, you know that? And I'm like fucking spitting out encyclopedias worth of information about it.
Yep.
Then the next time she says it, I go into the tank and start spitting out the most ridiculous shit that sounds like it's real.
Sure.
And she's like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, no, man, I know nothing about that. I just made all that up. And she's like, you motherfucker. But she'll sit there and say it too. And she's told her friends and people, she's like, even Aubrey, she's like, your dad didn't go to college, but that motherfucker is smarter than most people I know with a college education.
Well, here's
And
the
just
thing,
like
too.
you said, just stupid shit that sticks. And I mean, you know a lot about history
Yeah.
where I don't. Like, you could say something like it would trigger me, like, yeah, I fucking know about that.
No, but I have an insane interest in it. So there's a difference too. I think, but you know, if you've ever been around legit smart people, most really, really smart people are total morons.
Yeah.
And
They're book smart. That's it.
yeah. But yeah, I can read a book and remember everything of it. I like for some reason. But if you like when people start quoting movie lines and stuff like that, nope. I like when I was trying to do comedy and stuff like that, like my friends would sit and write all these jokes, and then I tried to write jokes too. I couldn't write jokes.
Yeah.
And then even if I wrote jokes, I couldn't remember them. But today I did a solid 5 minutes on how I farted into a coffee can and told my friend, hey, this coffee smells really good. And then he opened it and smelled it. And then he started throwing up. And then I pissed myself laughing so hard. My kids had never laughed so hard in their fucking lives. And my daughter's like,
Because it's a fart joke.
that is the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. And I said, yes, you're welcome. Daddy's talented. No, I'm just a fucking degenerate.
I went on a mini rant the other day. Aub had tears coming out of her eyes. She couldn't even breathe.
Yeah.
And I just kept going because I had her reacting.
Yeah.
I just at some point I started making things up.
Yep.
Like I said, on the spot that went along with what we were talking about. I can't, this was a couple days ago. And she is cry, laughing, snorting. And I wanted her to throw up.
Yeah.
I was
Yep.
pushing her, my 14-year-old daughter, to puke on herself to make me feel good that I was that funny.
I would always like marvel at like Brian. Like he would sit and he'd write 20 or 30 jokes and they would be really good jokes. And I could give him like, you know, whenever he needed advice, which he never hardly ever did, but I would kind of talk to him about the jokes a little bit. And I would just marvel at the fact this guy could sit down in a room and write in a notebook and be inherently funny. But if you put me and some other people in a room, typically I'll be a little bit funnier than other people for some reason.
Yeah.
But that never, it's hard to take that and make it on stage when you're by yourself because you need to work off of other people, you know? So I marvel at those kind of people, but for some reason I can tell fucking shit jokes. Great. You know, did you ever hear that story of when I shit my pants and fucking hit myself in the face with a dumpster lid? It's great. But you don't go to open mic and go, hey, this one time.
Yeah.
That doesn't work. It doesn't
I
work.
love when that story comes back up on Facebook every year.
Yeah.
I
it's-
laugh and I tag
national
everybody in
holiday.
it again. And it's just, it's a gift that doesn't stop giving.
I think what I want to do is I want to make a t-shirt with that whole story on the back of it. And then have a caricature of me naked next to a dumpster in the snow. And then people be like, what is that? Oh, you got to read this story.
Yeah. That is at the very end.
I think Fetus, I believe, he pulled me aside the first time I ever met him. He goes, so you're the guy. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, you wrote the funniest thing I've ever read in my entire life. And I was like, really? You're missing out because there's a lot of other funny things.
I had a buddy actually text me. He's like, hey, the shit story that your best friend was involved in. I'm like, yeah. He goes, that was fucking great. I don't know what made me think of it, but can you find it and send it to me? 2 days later, it was the anniversary. It showed up, and I tagged him. I'm like, hey, motherfucker, look what I found.
My phone starts blowing up. Like I get all these notifications, and it's just you and this dude going back and forth on the thread. I'm like, God damn it, really? Do you want to get into the Vandersloot thing, and then we'll close it down on this one? We'll start again.
Yeah, because we have to. This is our live show for tonight, and we're gonna record 2 more that will not be live. You can catch those, right? 1 more, 2 more, who knows?
Sure, I'm
I don't
here.
know what time it is. I have no idea. I can't tell.
Your
For
time.
next week, because I will be out partying with my wife for her birthday, number 37.
You're 52, 51,
Fuck off, dickbag.
50.
Yes,
You're 50, and your wife is 32 at the moment.
she's 36.
She's
At the moment. She'll
That's
be
awesome.
37.
Good for you.
next weekend.
Probably still smells like a new wallet.
Oh, it does too. Looks
Good
like
for
one
you.
too. Makes the same noise when you open it up. Moths come out of it.
What's that sound? It's my wife's vagina. Oh, I thought you had a Velcro wallet on you. So Vandersloot sounds like a killer. Anyways, I don't know much of the history on this, so I'll let you.
I'm not very well versed in this whole story, but it was 16, 18 years ago. Natalie Holloway was on a school trip, family trip
And she's
in
hot.
Aruba, and she was hot, and she was 18 at the time, 17, 18. Ended up at a bar or a party and was hanging out with Jordan Vandersloot and his friends. Doesn't show up to the hotel room. Next day, gone, disappeared. They had to finally they looked for her. They tried to figure out what's going on. They went to the police, blah blah blah. Family finally went home, and they tried like hell to find. There was no trail of her anywhere. They couldn't
That
figure out
has
what
to
happened.
be, as a parent,
The scariest fucking thing ever.
the worst thing of all time. Yeah.
Again, it's probably the number 3 reason I'm never taking my kids on vacation places. Number 1 and 2 because they're assholes.
I was going to say that, but I was going to let you do it. Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
So she's missing. Time goes on.
As Jerry would say, she gone.
She gone.
She gone.
Now it comes out that this Jordan Vandersloot was with her. He's like, hey man, we partied. She went one way, we went the other. I have no idea where she is. So they press this dude and his friends. They didn't cough up any information. They kind of all had the same story as far as I remember. Again, I'm not 100% versed in this whole thing.
Sure.
So the family never stopped pressing, whatnot. Everybody outside this case had the same assumption. He killed her, but the big underlying story is there was no smoking gun. There was no body.
Mm.
So as time went on, and I visited Aruba 9 years ago, and I'm going to go back next year. In Aruba, I was snorkeling, and I was nervous because we're in deep water.
Mm.
and we were over top of a World War II battleship that was sunk, laying on its side with a giant fucking torpedo hole in it.
Son.
And I said, this is when the shark comes out and eats me.
Right.
You know, got back in the boat and I said, hey, motherfuckers, when do the sharks come? They're like, there's only been one sighting of a shark in like 67 years.
Did you say they're on the other side of the island or something like that?
Yeah, like Aruba isn't like east and west. It kind of goes like northwest to southeast, kind of.
Okay.
And we were on the, you know, the southwest side of the island, I guess you could say, where all the hotels and shit are. They said they haven't been a shark over there. I'm just gonna call it the south side of the island in like 60 some years. They once shark wandered over there. There's just none there. They're all on the north side of the island because I guess that's where all the hotels and shit and dump their garbage in the water, and the sharks just eat the shit.
Right.
So putting that together, 2 + 2 is 4. If he's smart, Aruba's not a big island.
Sure. Dump the body.
You dump that bitch up north in that water, sharks taking care of her. There's never going to be a trace of that body. So that was my conclusion. Again, I had no knowledge of this case, and that was just kind of what I thought. Then this motherfucker gets wrapped up in another case for killing a girl. Shoot, there's pictures of the two of the chicks. One, you know, Natalie was blonde, and the other one I think had black hair. He got wrapped up in that, and I think he ended up going to jail for that.
Huh. Is it
So
did they have, like, a hotel camera from him or something like that? Like they saw him and the girl in the hotel, not Holloway, but somebody else, right?
Yeah,
Okay. That's
so
right.
he ends up, I think he was in court, or he's up. Yeah, right there it is. He was actually at court for some extortion and wire fraud deal.
Okay.
Again, I don't know about that. So while he's there, the cops press him. And they're like, yo, we need to know what happened to Natalie. All signs are pointing to you. Something happened. Now, Vandersloot knows that the statute of limitations expired.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing can happen. You cannot charge him. There's you can't do anything. He knows. Because it expired after 12 years. This was like 16, 18 years ago. Yes, extorting her mother. Yeah, for more money. Hey, you give us $300,000, we'll tell you where your daughter is. Come to find out.
So he was extorting the mom.
Yes. Yeah, the family for money. Yeah. Okay. So that's how he got wrapped up in this case. So like, hey, you tell us, we might give you a little deal, get a couple years off, whatever. Give the family some closure. It's about fucking time. This dude's been a piece of shit from day one, I guess. So now he's in court, and the cop in the room is pressing him, and he says, all right, here's what happened. We were at a bar. We were out drinking, whatever. We went back, and we were walking to her hotel, and the fucker this all happened like 4 hotels up from where we were staying.
Jesus.
Obviously way years later, but they're on the beach making out. Kissy. Mm-hmm. They stop, they talk, they're having a good time. They start kissy. He starts feeling her up. She's like, You know what? Let's pump the brakes here. I don't like this. He's like, okay. They start making out again. He gets a little more aggressive. She's like, what the fuck? Fights him off, kicks him in the nuts.
Okay.
As I think most women are taught. That is the men's Achilles heel.
Absolutely.
Right, he gets mad. He gets up. He fucking punts her head.
Jesus.
Roundhouse kick to the head. And he says, I kicked her in the head. And she's unconscious. She's out. He didn't know what to do. I don't know if he was drunk. I don't know if he panicked. I don't know if whatever. He's at the outside the Marriott Hotel on the beach, and he finds a cinder block.
Fucking really?
He goes over and grabs it.
I mean, I know how this ends, and I'm still surprised at how much of a piece of shit this guy is.
So he caves in her head, kills her right on the beach. She's dead as fuck. She ain't ever coming back.
Wow.
Picks her up, covers up the blood, walks out in the ocean, said he was about knee deep, waist deep, dragged her body out in the water, let go.
Wow.
Out towards Venezuela. She floated to become fish food.
Fuck off.
Yeah,
And he won't go to jail for that.
he can't. Statute of limitations is up.
Jesus Christ. When Cosby was raping people allegedly, not allegedly, I mean, I guess he did. Like, I don't know what, let's say allegedly, in like 1985, and that dude still went to jail for it, right?
Yeah.
That's insane. That is
Yeah.
insane. Wow. That's, and you know what's weird? And I saw this little pop up, and I didn't want to keep like sharing the screen because this whole system's getting a little fucked up. But the mom says that she's okay with the level of justice. I mean, I guess this
I mean,
happened.
he's never getting out of jail now.
Yeah, but this
he's-
happened in like 2010. He was extorting her in 2010 or something like that. So
Yeah.
that's 13 fucking years ago.
Yeah. I
Math.
forgot when this all happened. 2004, 5,
Crazy, dude. I'm looking.
2005, 2006. I can't remember when this all happened. I mean, we were there in 20,
Yeah, May 30th,
14.
2005. Yep.
2005. Okay. So we were there 9 years after that.
That is crazy.
And in the locals, they get tired of hearing it because everybody's got to ask. So what
Oh, I'm
happened
sure.
to
Yeah.
Natalie Holloway, you know? And like I said, I put my own story together once I heard about the sharks and everything. I'm like, I'm an idiot, and if I were to kill somebody and I'm a local, I know this.
Yeah.
It's what I'm doing.
So was he on vacation too, or was he just?
I think he lives there.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know the deal.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, if you're a local and you live there and you know the island, I said again, it's not a big island. It's only, I forgot how fucking one end to the other don't take long to get there, and it's only like 4 miles wide, if that.
Wow.
And you know that the north part of the island is infested with sharks.
Yep.
But you always hear about things washing up on shore. Did he know that like at 2:00 in the morning, like the tide's going out?
Who knows?
Or
Yeah.
what? I don't know how that works either way, but I mean, he dragged her out in the water. I mean, here's the thing though. You drag her out in that water, she bobs around a little bit, and just say she sinks. The next day, motherfuckers are walking through the water.
Yeah.
He said he's only out in like knee deep or waist deep water. He had to know something that her body would float out.
Fuck off, man.
And I think from Aruba to Venezuela is only like 28 miles. It ain't far. Because I know when we were deep sea fishing way the fuck out, boats were going by with all the bananas and all the Venezuelans were bringing it over to sell.
Yeah.
And I was like, they were like, why is there a canoe out here? We're like 7 or 8 miles out in the water. He's like, oh, these are Venezuelans coming over to sell their fruit and shit to the island. It's how they stock up at the hotels. I'm like,
fuck off.
yeah. So this whole thing was fucking wild. I mean, we all heard about it and whatnot, but
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously-
London's infatuated with the story.
I bet.
He
Yeah.
has been from day one because I think he said he was in Aruba like right after this happened
Mm.
for his honeymoon,
Fuck that. Yeah, that's scary.
which makes sense if that was in 2005.
Yeah, it's right there. Yeah, right there. I think he got married in 2005. No,
Yeah.
he got married.
2006, I think.
Six.
Yeah.
Yep. Fuck.
Yeah.
And now it's done. Now the guy's in jail forever. He's probably gonna get killed, right?
I doubt it.
Yeah, I mean, there's people kill people every day, but that type of thing is unsettling. Like no matter what, like there's, you already know the outcome. You know she's dead. It's not going to bring her back, but still, like even hearing that that's so fucked up.
Yeah.
I would go at no lengths. There would be no lengths that I would not go to cut his throat, and I would probably drink his blood as he's dying.
Yeah. I'd probably bottle some of it too to sell on the internet, make some money while I'm in jail.
I heard this. I was watching. I saw the Stern clip, and they had Henry Hill. I think the guy that was kind of in the mob, or some guy in the mob, right? And the guy's like kind of spilling the beans a little bit about like the movie that was made about him and all that kind of stuff, right? And actual ex-mob guy calls the Stern show And he was very matter of fact about it. He goes, you're a fucking canary, and which I guess means that you're fucking, singing and all that kind of shit, right? And he goes, sooner or later, someone's gonna find you, and they're gonna cut your dick off, and they're gonna feed it to you. Like, that's the level of narcissism that it takes to go that way, and that's just insane to me. Like, I would get very medieval on that person. like it wouldn't be enough just to blow his brains out.
Kristen just said, he's already in jail for killing that second girl. That one he didn't get away with. He got nailed dead to rights for that one. So they've been doing this extortion bullshit for years, trying to nail him on it, and that's why he was in court for that. And they kind of pressed him to say, hey man, you're in for the next 42 years. You tell us what happened, we'll knock 2 or 3 years off. Or I don't know what the deal was or how they got to the point of getting him to confess. But like Kristen said, he's just fine in jail. He's in a Reuben jail. Come on. When I was there, I love to ask questions of the locals.
Yep.
Like when I go to Vegas, I ask questions. So we were there and I'm like, how does this work? What is going on here? And the one person come on, it was what I taxi ride, I think, to the deep sea fishing trip. And he's like, we have basically a zero unemployment down here.
Huh.
He goes, everybody works in the hotel industry, at the water plant, or in construction. They all wash each other's hand. Peruvian. I don't know. Yeah, they might have fucking.
It's in Peruvia.
Yeah. I've never been to Peruvian. But he said that's it. There's basically like 3 industries that these people work in, so everybody's working.
God damn.
And I said, because we went out one day and got out to the hotel and walked the main strip, and you can only have so much of a fucking buffet lunch that gets shitty.
Is it relatively safe there? Like,
yes, and that was the thing too. But we walked down to the edge of this strip there, and it was, I don't want to say sketchy. It was different than I was used to. You're in a fucking foreign country,
Sure. Yeah.
And we went back and had lunch at this little Dutch place. Food was amazing. Waitresses were fucking the nicest people on earth. And asked, and they're like, yeah, there's basically no crime. They're like everybody's working. So
nice.
This asshole's, if he was in an Aruban, how would you?
Arabian. Yeah.
No, not those camel fuckers. If he was in one of those in a jail in Aruba, he'd be living a high life right now. Well, there's probably 4 other people in there, and most of them are just there every weekend for drunk and disorderly. But
sure. Fuck. That sucks, man. Yeah. I mean, knowing that there's people like that out there, it's kind of hard to know that you have kids.
Yeah. I mean, you and I have talked about this on other podcasts about hooking them with chicks back in the day.
Yeah.
And no is like, fuck, there goes my shot.
Yeah.
But I don't have it in me to push shit.
No.
And I mean, unless one of my kids, maybe my wife was in grave danger, I'd kill somebody, but it'd be tough.
I think, and this is
just to do it.
This is a bold claim, but I think I could murder somebody before I found some girl on a beach and beat her brains in because she wouldn't hook up with me.
Yeah.
You're in Aruba. Fucking let that girl go back to her family.
You're local.
Go to the bar and pick up somebody else. It's not like he's a bad looking dude.
And Aruba is like 90% tourism.
Yeah.
Another new girl is coming to town tomorrow night.
Yeah.
And the night after, and the night after, and the night after, and the night after, and the night after.
Yeah.
Hey, if you can score 360 days a week, do you really need 361 at that point? Do you?
Well, last time I checked, there's not 360 days in a week, but that's fine.
In a year. Hit the fucking button. Do it. I deserve it. Fuck.
Boo. All right. Well, we'll punch.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. All right, Kristen. I didn't know that. I didn't know where he killed that other girl. He was in Peru and he killed that chick.
So that's the first time I think I heard his name.
Yeah.
Is
really?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a news guy. I'm just not.
I'm not either, but I definitely knew who killed her.
Who
was involved.
Miles was watching this one show, and and I don't have like regular TV either. But
Kristen, yes, I know there's 364/365 days in a year, but take 4 fucking days off from slaying pussy. That's where I was going with that. You can get laid 360 days a year. I didn't say it was a full year. I just said those days out of a year.
just give it a rest. Yeah.
Yeah, just take a day off, bruh.
Yeah. You don't got to kill people, right?
Yeah, there's holidays and shit. I don't want to be slaying puss on Christmas. I mean,
Miles was watching the show, and it just so happened it was like this murder thing, like unsolved cases that ended up getting solved or some shit, right?
Yeah.
And there was one that happened around here in like the 80s or like late 70s or something like that, when this college here used to be like bumping, right? Like tons of people would come here. And the dorms that they had, you could still drive past these dorms, and it's kind of like through the woods a little bit, and now they're all decrepit and falling apart and shit like that, right? And I guess this dude was a construction worker or some shit, saw this girl walk in and goes, I'm gonna rape her. Like had never raped before.
no.
And he just did it. And then he became kind of like a quasi serial killer. Like, and it goes back to the foot fetish thing. You don't know until you see this dangling ankle with a little flip flop hanging off of it. And all of a sudden, like, yeah, like that's insane to me, because I don't have any of those urges. I just don't.
No.
And I think it comes from my profound laziness. Where like chasing, I'll chase someone for a relationship. I'm not going to chase someone to fucking give me a
Like
handjob.
that bike path rapist that we had here, or the killer, bike path killer, whatever. He used to work at where I worked.
Wow, really? I didn't know that.
When that shit came out, they're like, they walked right in the fucking door to arrest him.
Whoa. Were you
And
there?
no, this was way before I got there.
Okay.
They found all the shit they needed in the dude's locker.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I mean, we have plenty of shit you can get from our store inside that plant to do whatever you want. And all you got to do is put your clock number in there and it's yours.
Wow.
And that's that. So I'm like, and I guess he just died like last week.
Good.
Before.
Fucking. I mean, you got to be some sort of asshole to be like, I'm going to hide out on a bike path.
Or genius. I mean, I guess if you're playing devil's advocate, I mean,
You can look, but can't touch.
I mean, just like putting up a business where you want all the foot traffic you can get. If you're gonna rape and kill girls, you want foot traffic, right?
Guess. But like still broad daylight? You're going to get a boner in broad daylight?
Occasionally, not often. I gotta wait till the sun goes down.
Yeah, my dick's like a vampire. It doesn't come out to the sun. The sun's down. I got the old vampire dick. I also don't have on-demand dick. Like,
Yeah, we talked about that.
yeah. I don't have like fucking.
You get hard.
Yeah. My dick's like,
we need, there's some work to be done here.
my dick's like, I've prepared a statement.
Hang on. We're gonna have a press conference in about 45 minutes. My
All right,
dick's
well,
got a suit and tie on.
we'll start a new little tradition. We'll play our intro and exit song. Maybe I'll have him write a exit rap as well. But we will bounce out of this one. We will have a show scheduled that will push live next week, but we will not be live. But it will be our third, I think, Halloween special. Third Halloween show.
Yeah. I will not be partaking in the costume thing because 1, I forgot
That's fine.
how this was playing out. Number 2, any costume I have is buried somewhere and I'm not going to look at it or for it at 10:30 at night.
Way to bring it back. Buried somewhere, missing girls. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Okay.
I might just wear my skunk hat or what is that thing? A panda hat.
Panda hats. All right. Here's we'll just listen to this
Yeah.
one. Yeah, we'll go for it. Because
Settle in.
I would
Listen to
say
this
this.
banger.
This is our. There was not a lot of people listening in the beginning. This is our rap song. We have a rap song now. We're like legit famous.
And go.
Hey,
Okay,
they go from the
terrific.
dome, exploring topics, they just turning these stones. So big in Germany that you would think they
Wish we had a
Germany's
fade
own.
out
Daryl and
screen.
Chris hold the reins, get them hooked, right? While Jerry and Topes and Ortez sips the bush light. Throwing the bet, the jokes fall from an innocent effect. They got Daryl cracking up in his tinfoil hat. Yeah, just a team, you know they ball like the Wolverine. They moving different when they drop you just like.
Okay, terrific.
All right, guys. We'll see you back live in a couple weeks. And go fuck that chicken. This jam absolutely slaps.
Slap them cheeks, baby.
Pee break, and we'll see you guys in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
I'll be in Buffalo for 30
Love you.
hours.
Thanks for
Hopefully
tuning
we
in.
can see everybody, and love you guys very much. And
that's right.
you know, vote. You know, get out and vote.
Yes.